All right, here it is. Film breakdown Duke, Kansas. If you're a Duke fan or Kansas fan watching this, or just college basketball fan watching this, happy Thanksgiving. Recording the day before Thanksgiving. And look, this was a hell of a game. Duke's played three tough games. They are 1-2, and the two losses they've had have come down to the last possession where Duke hasn't got a shot off. It's frustrating, but that's why Shire has scheduled the non-conference the way he did. It's a great test for his guys going into ACC play and trying to get his team prepared for March. I'd rather Duke fail now as a Duke fan in November than failing in March. So we're going to dive into it. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and yeah. So we'll go right into it. So here's just dribble handoff action, and that's something that Kansas did really well. I got to make my screen wider on my end. That they really torched Duke was getting downhill, turning the corner on dribble handoffs, ball screen actions, and here first play of the game. Good contest by Malawach. Cooper Flagg got to box out a little bit better. A little high elbow there by Hunter Dickinson, who got ejected from the game. We're going to talk about him more because there's other plays in this game that we're going to see that Dickinson's he is dirty. He's dirty. There he gets a tip in. That's not a dirty play, but there will be a couple that I saw doing the breakdown that I was like, damn, they missed that. Good play there by Duke. Good read by Flag. And honestly, that's there for Duke. It's pick and roll, two-man game, but Kansas was trapping Cooper Flag as the ball handler. Cooper Flag does the right thing and throws to the backside. That's where backside action is going to be open on this. And he hits Proctor, who's been lights out for Duke this season. He's had a really good year for Duke, shooting 50% from three, I think. But that's a tough screenshot for a comment there. But again, dribble handoff into ball screen action. KJ Adams is now having to guard two guys. He doesn't know whether to bump the roll man, even though Malawach is on the ground. With him being that far out and help, Proctor gets a clean look. Simple basketball. And here it is again, just to see like KJ Adams has got to play two guys. And I'm sorry, Malawach, I'm really not helping you out any on these balls as early. But here again, dribble handoff, use a ball screen. Two guys come on to Cooper Flag, and he's just got to be better, man. You got to be better, Coop. Like Kansas was doing this all game, but also during the season, Flag gets himself in trouble, right? We've seen it against Kentucky into the game, at the end of the game of this game, and during this game and other games. Like he is too loose with the basketball. Here, where are you going? There's no room there for you to go. That dribble needs to be more out, retreat dribble out, and open up space because also you have Tyrese Proctor wide open if you would have just stayed where you were. Instead, live ball turnover, and that's what killed Duke. I think both teams had the same amount of turnovers. I got it right here, but felt like Kansas when they forced turnovers, there's a lot of live balls and they go out and score. They had 21 points off of turnovers, 21 points off Duke's turnovers. Duke had 15 points off turnovers. That's 6 point difference. Duke lost by 3. Like I know people want to talk about Shire late game, whatever. Duke didn't lose the game because of Knippel's turnover at the end. Like everything that built up to that is why Duke lost. One team shot 91% from the free throw line. The other was 13 of 18 and had a lane violation on one that was a miss anyways by Knippel. So that's 13 of 19. 6 missed free throws, 6 points in transition that Kansas had more than Duke. Like that's the game right there. And then Dickinson, he can step out and hit those. That's a tough spot for Malawach to be in. It's a tough matchup for him this game. Malik Brown obviously did phenomenal for Duke, but Kansas jumped out early to a 16-3 lead. And here again, ball screen action. Knippel gets hit, and that's a tough and one because there's minimal contact, if anything. But the one thing that Hunter Dickinson's really good at is setting good ball screens. It's a very underrated trait. We saw Amari Williams with Kentucky doing the same thing. Really squares up his shoulders well, hits the guy, and Knippel's just burnt. And then help size just got to be a little bit better. But even then, that is a tough layup. I mean, hand in the face, call an and one. Yes, he gets the layup, but I mean that's as good of a contest you could ask for after being burned initially. And that is a nasty step back by Kansas, and Kansas is feeling it early. I think they shot like 85%. They're up 16-3. Like, yeah, Knipple, that's just unfortunately not much you can do about that. The separation was inevitable coming off of there because he's just trying to beat his guy to the spot, thinking he's going to the nail, which is the free throw line. Instead, hell of a punch dribble, step back, 3 by Kansas. Really good offense there. Again, ball screen action. Kentucky. Sion James does a good job, but Knipple, him and Cooper Flagg, tough film session defensively. Falls asleep, backdoor lob. It's not Flagg's fault there. I'm just saying for future reference in this, like ball watching too much, a good play design where KJ Adams is just going to get Cooper Flagg out of the picture. He's cutting to clear up more space so there's no help side at the rim. Cooper Flagg sees it too late. Knipple's burnt, and it's a lob. A really good play by Bill Self. Good attack there by Knipple to make it an 18-8 game. Like Duke was down double digits a lot in this game, but they kept fighting back. I mean, they kept fighting back and took the lead. And that's Cooper Flagg's bread and butter. Mid-range pull up, for better for worse. Like, that's a high percentage shot for him. Catch, 1-2, rise up. Shoot over the top of the bigger defender. Good shot. It's a good shot there by Cooper. And there, and one. That's just, that's tough. Sion played well, but gives up a straight line drive here. Duke's doing a good job of kind of like defending their guys off ball, but Flagg probably needs to be more in the paint to not let this straight line drive happen. He comes over too late. It's an and one. And here is where I'm talking about with Hunter Dickinson, where he's dirty. He makes dirty plays. Like, watch Hunter Dickinson, what he does to Malik Brown right here. Hand covering his face and throwing him out. And Malik Brown's just like, what the hell's happening? Like, look at it again. Boxing him out. Hand to Malik Brown's face, throws him out of the picture. It's just, he's a dirty player. He's been dirty. Everybody knows he's been dirty. He likes being the villain for whatever reason. 24 years old. Like, give it up. It's not working. This is the Caleb Foster Duke needs. He needs to attack and go. You get the rebound, or if you get an outlet, go. Make the guy guard you. Caleb Foster going downhill is what Duke needs. Go downhill with a purpose. And there's a lot of times Caleb Foster will go downhill and he'll go off 2 feet, but then he'll hesitate and try and pass. Then he'll pass out once he penetrates in the paint. Be aggressive. Look for your shot around the rim. That's a good look for you. When Caleb Foster shoots his first one, which was right there in the paint rather than a 3, he tends to play better. Here, just transition. Duke's just off balance, leads to an open 3. Kansas hits it. And then, look, you live with that. If you're Duke. If you're an opposing team, you live with Adams doing a one dribble pull up. Of course, he started 4 for 4 in this game, but the guy can't shoot, right? Like, you live with a semi-contest pull up, one dribble pull up by KJ Adams. You live with that. Kansas was just unconscious in the first half. Ball screen action again, pierce the dome or get in the paint. And that's what Hunter Dickinson's really good at. Again, help side. Who is right there? I know it's Gillis, but who's Gillis guarding? Maybe that's Stores. Stores is up there, but like, help side needs to be a little bit better for Duke here to make the ball handler really work. Gillis gets there just a tad too late as the roll man gets open. And then Hunter Dickinson, like I said, that's what he's really good at. He's not going to jump out of the gym. I mean, he missed a wide open dunk in this game. But what he's good at is finding body contact. And once he has that body contact to get the big man off balance, he goes right up and uses the off arm to block off Malawatch. Again, a really good screener, Hunter Dickinson is. A really good screener. Nobody's saying he's not. Nobody's saying he's not. He can't put up numbers, but there's a lot to his game that I don't like. Like I said, him trying to be the villain, him taking shots at guys, him flailing. There's just a lot of things that I just don't care for. But here is a good job by Knipple. Could have been a little push off, but Duke needs to do this more. Duke needs to get out and run and score in transition more often. Like, go. Make the guy guard you. Make them guard you. There's nobody in the paint. Go. He does. He does. Finds Malik Brown, finishes. Make your guy guard you. Get in the paint and then play out of it. And then here, how about that? Malik Brown. Big time shot. Have a first half, Malik Brown. Have a game, Malik Brown. It sucks that he was in foul trouble. His 2 fouls in the first half weren't even fouls. The first one should have been a travel out of bounds. They called a foul on Malik Brown. The second one was a hook and hold by Hunter Dickinson. So that's 2 fouls in the first half where he had to sit. That was bullshit. This guy was hooping in the first half for Duke. Single-handedly keeping Duke in the game. Played a phenomenal second half too with 4 fouls. And then here, just baseline out of bounds, downstream by Dickinson, frees up. The ball handler gets to the rim, easy lay-in. Shire calls timeout because he's frustrated with the Duke's defense. And he should be, because here, Mason Gillis, you're guarding KJ Adams from 3. He cannot shoot. He can't shoot. You need to cut that lane off immediately. And if Gillis doesn't do that, then Flag's got to be farther in. He's got to be a foot in the paint. Because Malik Brown can't do it. Malik Brown's guy's rolling. He's got to get back to Dickinson. You got to have Cooper Flagg then being the next guy up, because if the ball handler kicks it out, then Tyrese Parker's out there to play too, and then you can come out of that. But first is Mason Gillis. Mason Gillis needs to stop ball here. You need to stop ball. Knipple's shot. You got to pick your teammate up here. Stop the ball handler. Doesn't do it. Cooper Flagg isn't far enough in help side. Layup. Timeout by Shire. So little things like that. But it's November. This is what's happening. Ball screen action with Cooper Flagg as the ball handler. Again, they're going to trap him being the ball handler. He makes a good read here. Backside action is going to be open on these traps. It took Cooper some of the game to really figure that out. I mean, he had 4 or 5 turnovers. But this is going to be open for future reference. If Cooper Flagg is the ball handler, or if teams are blitzing ball screens like Kansas was doing as Cooper Flagg was the ball handler, backside's open. He makes the right read to Knipple. Now Kansas is off balance. Knipple gets to the rim, gets to the paint, tough layup. But that is good action, and that is how you counter a blitz on the ball screen. They're blitzing, trapping that. All right, skip. Attack with a purpose. Off 2 feet, could have been an and one. Good take. Good read. And then here, big time shot by Proctor. How underrated has he been for Duke this year? He's been so good at what he does. He's excelled as an off-ball guard. I know people want him to be the ball handler, the primary ball handler. I think you keep him where he is because he's doing such a fantastic job of being the shooting guard for this team. He's doing a fantastic job. He does need more touches. I do agree with that. But with what he's been for Duke, catch and shoot guy, phenomenal. And also, this is a 4-point play. I don't know what the ref's looking at, but he gets hit in the wrist there, and he doesn't get to land. Should have been a 4-point play. And so now Duke adjusts a little bit. Coming out of halftime, they have Cooper Flagg being the pick guy in the pick and roll rather than the ball handler. He's the screener. They get the switch. And this is honestly very similar, if not the same exact play. That was the final play of the game, or second to final play of the game, where Khan turned it over. It's very similar action, right? Cooper Flagg coming to set a screen / ghost screen. Here goes Khan to the rim, spin move, shoots over KJ Adams. And see where Caleb Foster is right there? See where Caleb Foster is? That's pivotal for all this to work, because Sion James at the end of this game, you'll see he dives down and kind of causes chaos for Duke. But right there is a good look and a good read. Very similar, if not the same exact play that happens at the end of the game for Duke. Again, pick and roll by Kansas. They were very good against Duke. I wish that Caleb Foster probably goes under this, because I went too far back. That's my fault. I wish Caleb Foster go under this, though, because you're so far outside, right? Like, the guy's not going to shoot a 3 from 35 feet if you go under. So he's beat. And then Cooper Flagg's guy shoots a weird runner, KJ Adams. And again, you know when a guy is not familiar with shooting outside when he pumps his chest. Like, no shade, KJ Adams. I'm giving you shit, but like, you live with that. Hits off the back iron, drops in. It is what it is. But here, Knipple, live ball turnovers killed Duke. That's bad. Khan and Cooper were not very good with the ball. Like, very sloppy with their passes, with their dribbling, just lazy pick sixes. Duke was down 2 going into the half and coming out of half, and now all of a sudden it's an 8-point game within 3 minutes. It's just not good. Flagg, do not do that. Again, they're blitzing ball screen actions with Cooper Flagg as the ball handler. They're blitzing ball screen actions. Don't leave your feet. I know you're assuming Malawach is going to do a short roll, and Malawach probably should have been a short roller, but Malawach does a deep roll. Cooper Flagg gets himself in trouble, but finds Knipple, who finds Caleb Foster, who jabs and hits a 3 and gets told to shoot it. And I'm going to play this with with volume and me not talking, and you'll hear Shire. Watch Shire. Shire yells, "Shoot it."
Adjustment midair on that pass. He was looking at Malawach. And the 3 from the corner right in front of the bench. That one.
So Shire's like, hey, when you catch it, one more, pull that. And Caleb Foster hesitated, but then he hits it. Again, bad pass, just sloppy perimeter passes by Duke this whole game, it felt like. Almost a pick 6. But then Flagg steps into one. Flagg steps into one and hits a big shot. Duke's down 7. Now Duke's down 4. Every time Kansas punched, Duke punched back. Roll again. And again, this is what I'm talking about, Hunter Dickinson. Whether he meant to or not, like, this is just what he is. It's just what he is. Look at the offhand to Cooper Flagg's face. Just smack right in the face. Good luck, Flagg, trying to block my shot as I just slap you across the dome. And he loses his shoe. Then Malik Brown, he probably had 9 deflections / steals, but this sequence is one of the reasons Duke lost. Again, it wasn't the final play of the game. Yes, that sucked. Or second to last final play of the game. Whatever. This is a reason why Duke lost. Get out and run. You got to make those. I don't care. I don't know how you make it. You got to make it. You got to be a better pass here to Knipple to lay it in. It's too high and too far. Knipple's off balance, so he can't score it because he's off balance. He dumps it back down. Great chase down block by Kansas. And they go the other way. That's 2 points right there for Duke that they should have had. Just you can't make those mistakes. You can make those mistakes in November, that's fine, but you can't make those mistakes come March. I'll tell you that much. You can't do it in conference. And then here, I want to say it's the next possession for Kansas. 3, 5-point swing. 5-point swing. Could have been 54-50 instead of 57-48. Duke did themselves no favors. and then just catch and shoot. Tyrese Proctor being ready. I'm looking at this again to watch Shire. Shire is not happy with the offense here, right? Like, this should have been to flag. Went too far back, like I tend to do all the time. Like, maybe flag's supposed to come up. Actually, he is supposed to come up for a ball screen action or a dribble handoff. Flag can't get it. So Malik Brown turns the other way, makes the right play, catch and shoot by Foster or by Proctor. Big shot by Proctor. 9-point lead is now down to 6 because number 5 came to play. He seems like he's the only Duke player that can shoot with the Spalding basketball. Sion did shoot 2 of 2 from 3, but Duke play with Spalding against Kentucky. I'll tell you what, Knipple cannot shoot with the Spalding basketball. 5 of 20 against Kentucky, 0 of 8 from 3 in this game. And then here, the dirtiest guy in college basketball in a long time. And I know Grayson Allen went to Duke. I know he tripped guys. I get it. But this is unacceptable. This is bullshit. It's bullshit. Some people were shocked that this was a flagrant 2. And again, they're like, well, Grayson Allen tripped people. Yes, tripping somebody is completely different than intentionally kicking some guy in the face. Like, that's all he's doing. He's doing that on purpose. It's not an accident. And then Malik Brown shoves him, and then he goes like this on the ground. He's 7'2". Like, there's no place in basketball for that. And look at him. He's acting like he got pushed. And then his face says it all when they say he's ejected. He shows no emotion because he knows what he did. And that's going to come back to bite Kansas. But also, in the long run, it's going to come back to bite Kansas. But also, Kansas is a better basketball team, I think, with Hunter Dickinson off the floor. He can get 22 and 12. I don't care. He can win all the awards. I don't care. But when it comes to March, I'm telling you, they'll get bounced if he is the guy that they're trying to go to because he is going to hurt them. When they were up 15 at half against UNC, Dickinson was in foul trouble, and they went small ball, and they ran UNC almost out of the arena. Dickinson comes back in the second half. UNC gets back in the game, loses about 2 or 3 points. And then this game, Kansas was without Dickinson the last 10 minutes of the game, and they still won the game because I think Kansas is better without Hunter Dickinson. Could be in the minority. I'm happy to be wrong, maybe because I'm anti-Hunter Dickinson, but from watching them against UNC and Duke, I think Kansas is better when they go small. And there, again, good read by Knipple. And this could also have been the final play of the game for Duke, right? Flags coming up. He's setting a screen just like we saw in the final play of the game, which we're going to see. He sets the screen here. He goes to the screen against in the final play of the game. And then Knipple drives. Knipple sees 3 guys around him. Proctor stays in the corner. Kick out, 3, bang. Bang. Big time shot. Great read by Knipple. 0 of 8 from 3. Struggled shooting. Had 8 assists. Him as a ball handler. Good things happen. He has good vision. And then here, this is what aggravates me the most about Cooper Flagg. This is what aggravates me the most about Cooper Flagg. His defense, he gambles at the worst times and he falls asleep at the worst times. You're guarding KJ Adams. He is not a perimeter threat. Why are you out here doing this? Why are you going for that? Why are you going for a steal? Why? Now Duke's off balance. Now it's 2-on-1 at the rim. You're leaving Malawach on an island. Like, there is no other defense to guard that. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. It's a tie ball game. You're guarding the worst shooter on the floor. You should not go for the steal 40 feet away from the basket. Now it's a lob. Now it's a dunk. Now Duke's down 2. But then on this next possession for Duke, this is why Cooper Flagg has the potential to be the number 1 draft pick. Ball screen, short roll, good read, poster. But instead of going up 2 and having the momentum, because it was a tie game, you got to stop. Now you're up 2, and you just put Kansas on a poster. Could have been a 3-point play This is to tie the game. A fantastic dunk, a fantastic play, but you got to do it on the defense side of the ball. You got to do it on the defense side of the ball. I mean, that's a hell of a damn poster. Put him in the rim. But you got to be better defensively. Was not a fan of this shot by Knipple. Struggling all night, and then Proctor can't come up with it. Kansas goes out and runs. Again, Duke's down 2. Now they're down 4 on a bad shot. Like Jay Bill says it, and people say it all the time, a bad shot is a turnover. Thought it was a bad shot, led to 2 points for Kansas. Tell you what's a good shot, though, Sion James. Big-time shot by Sion here. Duke's down 4, needs a bucket, does a good job ball faking to get KJ Adams off of him. Wide open 3, hits it. Knipple gets the ball. Again, ball screen action with Flag. Flag slips down. No post presence. Dunk. Very good job. Just two-man game. Shire adjusting and having Flag as the screener was very good coaching adjustment in the second half. Flag had live ball turnovers as running the point in the pick and roll. Now he's a screener. He has 2 dunks. And then there, Cooper Flag leads to a 3. Cooper Flag's ankles get taken, trying to guard ball, trying to guard a quicker guy, leads to 3 points. Just gets buckled. So now he's buckled. Malik Brown has to go try and contest what he thought was a layup. Sion has to guard Malik Brown's guy now, and Knipple's playing 2. Knipple thinks he's throwing to KJ Adams. Instead, it's to Knipple's guy. Hits a 3, all because Cooper Flag got cooked going to the rim. And it's just like that's the frustrating part about Cooper Flag's game so far in this early season. It's just defensively he's made mistakes, and it's cost Duke late in games. And then here, just unlucky for Tyrese Proctor, gets kind of caught in no man's land, leads to a 3-point play. He's just standing there. Guy goes right into his chest. Kansas moving well with the ball. And now here comes Malawach on the roll. Again, Kansas blitzing the ball screen. And honestly, Knipple gets away with one here because, I mean, I don't know how that ball gets through. Thank God he threw it high enough to a guy that's 7'2", and it's a dunk. But like I said in the first half, if teams blitz, ball screen actions, deep opposite is open because they're going to take away the roll. Tyrese Proctor's ready for a catch and shoot. Luckily, this ball gets through, and it's a dunk. Luckily. All right, 2:30 to go. 1-on-1. Get downhill. Good take. I'm battling a cold over here. I'm fighting for my life. Goes screen by Knipple. And then KJ Adams just riding Flag the whole way. I'm surprised they didn't call anything here. I mean, forearm to the chest, riding him, grabbing him, pushing him. Tough take. And then here, again, Kansas gets baseline, gets Duke off balance somewhat. There's 3 seconds left. Proctor closes out too aggressive because there's 2 seconds on the clock. You didn't want a 3 to beat him. Nobody steps up and helps, and it just rolls in, just bounces in and rolls in. And then here, ISO with Cooper Flag. He has a guard on him, spins, loses the ball again 3 times now. And the Kentucky and Kansas game where Duke goes ISO, Cooper Flag, and it results in a turnover. It's frustrating. You just got to be better. And also, like, he just seems to be losing his balance on those spins. But Duke gets a stop here coming up. As much as I criticize Cooper Flag, his defense previously, He does leave his feet there, but makes the offensive player shoot a tough contest. Makes the offensive player shoot a tough one. Don't leave your feet there. Don't leave your feet. Doing a good job on an island. He's trying to get by you. But look, that's not even a shot. I was trying to pause it at the right time, but that's not even a realistic shot opportunity. Look how he's shooting that ball. Why are you jumping for that? Stay on the ground. Common, good job altering the shot. Duke, get a rebound. That's also why Duke lost this game. Duke could not get a defensive rebound in the last 4 minutes, but they get one here. Could have been a foul. And they go the other way. And then, just like I said, Duke ran this play a couple times in this highlight that you saw. It is with Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg gets out of there, ghost screen. With the ghost screen, normally the guy guarding the screener, since there's no screen, there's no switch. But KJ Adams switches this. Very good switch by Kansas here. Clearly, Bill Self said, anything, you're switching. So KJ Adams, who's arguably Kansas' best defender, switches a ghost screen instead of staying with his guy. Switch. Now, like I said, Sion James. We saw Caleb Foster stay in the corner, I think it was, and Tyrese Proctor. But now Sion's coming crashing down, and it clogs up the lane. If Sion stays in the corner, now it's Knipple 1-on-2 and a guy on man-man's back. Like, the lob is there for man-man. The dump down's wide open if Sion stays in the corner, but Sion brings his guy in, and his guy gets the steal. His guy gets the steal. Like, if Sion James stays in the corner right there, then there's a realistic chance, a good chance that is a pass to Malawach who dunks it with 3 seconds left. This angle won't show you much, but it'll be the next angle that you'll see it. But look, Sion's right there with man-man. Can't cut right there. You got to stay in the corner. Stay in the corner. Here, I'm in the way, so let me remove myself. That's tough. That's unlucky. It's unfortunate. It's frustrating. Four turnovers on 4 possessions when Duke needs to get a bucket to either tie the game or win the game. And then here is a hell of a sideline out of bounds play by Duke. Like, I know Duke misses this with Shire. This is a very good stuff here. It's going to be a flare screen for Cooper Flagg. Kansas does a good job of switching that. So when they switch that, man-man's now open, and it's a throw to man-man to be a handoff for a shooter. And why this is such a good play if the team's up 3, they're trying to foul right away, right? Well, man-man gets that ball out so fast to where Kansas can't foul him, and now Duke gets a look, and Knipple misses. But that's a good set. That's a good sideline out of bounds play by Duke. Doesn't go in, but it's a good play. Get your guy open, quickly hand it off so there's no fouls, and you give a shooter a look. And it doesn't go in. But the previous play is not why Duke lost the game. Flagg's turnover is not why they lost the game. That missed shot's not why they lost the game. Duke lost the game strictly because they turned the ball over too much, too many live ball turnovers, couldn't get defensive rebounds in the last 4 minutes, and missed their free throws. Like I said, Kansas shot 92%, 11 of 12 from the line. Duke was 13 of 18. And should have been 13 of 19, but there was a lane violation by man-man that didn't count Knipple's miss. So Duke left points on the line. Duke didn't rebound. And Duke just didn't make enough winning plays. Like, people can say that Shire's late games or whatever. I still disagree with that. I thought it was fine. I think Sion just made the wrong read and the wrong play because we just saw 2 plays that worked out for Duke to get buckets out of that. So, look, now Duke plays, Seattle or somebody Friday after Thanksgiving, and then they play Auburn at home, I think. I think Duke's going to be fine. This is why Shire scheduled this non-conference. He wants his team battle tested going into ACC play and then March Madness. So I think we're seeing Duke at their weakest right now, but I think come January we'll see Duke as a completely different team and for the best. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next film breakdown.